Hey, what's up, my family? I am back with another video. This time I am going to be doing some testing. So I just had my dinner, which was a taco salad, which I showed you in the beginning. And now I'm getting ready to go into the workstation. I do need to clean up, straighten up a little bit, and then get started. So let's go ahead. Let's get on in there. Let's get this thing going, okay? So, all right, so here we are, the workstation. I haven't been in here a while. I have not been in here in a while. So I do need to straighten up some. I'm not gonna do a complete cleaning because I'm tired. This is a weekday and I'm just trying to make myself do what I said I'm gonna do. So, but before I can do what I said I'm gonna do, I am gonna have to straighten up just a little bit so I can get my workspace ready so I can start making this batch of soaps. All right, so let me get set up and I'll be right back. Let's see. All right, so I gotta get some stuff straightened up. Trying to find my hand tripod to make it a little bit easier so you can see what I'm doing. I still have not learned how to use the body cam yet. I still gotta work on that. So it's one, but I have not been able to get the thing open from the bottom, so I'm not going to use this. So let me just go ahead, get started, do everything that I said I need to do, so we can get this video going. But right now, let me straighten up some. All right, so I'm going to vacuum in here. I do have a vacuum that I have specifically for this area. First I gotta see, remember where did I put it at? This is my vacuum, you guys. So let me and I have a plug over here, right there. All right, so I finished vacuuming, and you might be saying, why is she vacuuming the garage? in my workstation, I am in a garage, which is my workstation, but I do get beetles, ants, and spiders that come inside. So I have to treat it by spraying it. And so I have to keep it vacuumed, because if I don't, just say I need to keep it vacuumed. So I vacuumed. So now I'm going to treat it, do my spray. So when the little beetles or whatever gets inside, the crickets, beetles, ants, and spiders get inside, they die. And so that's what I have to vacuum up, is those things. I'll put that right there this time. Let me get my treatment. And this is my treatment. Two treatments. So let's do this one. All right, so I got that up so I can get down with what I need to do, because I do have other stuff that I'm going to do. I do want to watch the shimmer. Just move this over to the side. It is kind of warm up in here. I mean, it's okay. All right, because my camera's going to shut off. So let's go ahead and do this here. All right, I need to grab some things. So I already have the soap I'm going to try. I have my containers that I'm going to use. Let's see. I have my book that I wrote my recipe in. So let me see all the stuff I'm going to need. All right, let me see what, well, no, I'm not doing this one today. I take that back. I got this set on a different day. So today, I'm going to do some aloe vera soap. So we're going to try that. I'm testing with the soaps that I have. So for this one, I thought I had some goat milk, but I'm gonna use the crystal. No, I don't want to use this one. This is do I? Yeah, I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna use this one. Okay, I got the aloe vera gel. My sensual. Let me get my cups and spoons. Let me get the hot plate on low. Plug it in. That's it, you guys. All right, So I gathered, so let me show you what I got. I have my pan to go on my burner. I'm using the Melt and Pour Glycerin Soap Base for this tester. My scent is going to be lavender. I have my spoon to stir with. I have my measuring spoons and my cups. And I have my aloe vera gel. And I'm going to use these, but these I'm going to, let's see. So for this test, I'm going to be using these molds, but these are the ones that I will normally use for when I do my charcoal soap. But for today, we're just going to use these because this is what's out, and I don't feel like trying to figure out what I'm going to use. So, oh, one more thing. I need to get my cutting board so I can cut my soap. And I have the hot plate over there warming up. Let me get a cutting board. This is my cutting board that I use to cut my soap with. Move that there. Turn it on that side. Move it back there. And let me bring this down some for you so you can see what's going. Okay. Almost tripped over that box. Okay. So, how am I going to cut without a cutting knife? Okay. Normally I would just grab all this stuff and have it ready, but I just decided to take you guys along with me as I do it. So I do have a cutting knife. What did I do with it? I have one in here. Just right here. All right, so this is my cutting knife that I use. I keep in here. I had to get me a measuring cup. Oh, and also my scale. Gee whiz. All right, and my scale. So first thing we're gonna do is take our soap. I'm going to turn it on, tear it to 0, then tear it again. So I already have a few that was left over. So I'm going to do 16 ounces. So you want to cut them in smaller chunks so that they melt faster. You can do this in the microwave as well, or do the double boiler method. I'm not going to do the double boiler method. I'm going to just put this on the hot plate on low and let it melt. And then I will need to make sure I check the temperature. Where is my temperature gauge? Somewhere in here. I'm gonna have to find that. So we're at 4.8 ounces right now. Okay, we had 8.7. Probably 2 more blocks of these. Probably get us to 16. And you may want to wear gloves, like especially if you're going to be selling this. But these are my testers that I will be testing to see how they work. And if they work well, then this would be the formula I use. But I won't be, most likely I won't be using this particular soap. So I will be testing with another type of soap, because I do want to, I have 2 different kinds of soap that I want to use for all of my soaps. Because my products are for dry skin. So we're at 15.2. Almost there. All right, so we're at 16 ounces, which is 1 pound. So, all right, so we'll put this back. Set that aside. And we're gonna go put this on the hot plate. Okay, so while that is melting, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up. I'm gonna still need the scale. I'm gonna still need this and this. I'm gonna need these items still. These are the items that I will be needing. But let me go ahead and put the soap up, and I'll be back once the soap has melted. As you see, it's almost done. It still has a little more to go. I did change it to the double boiler method to speed it up. That way I'm able to turn the heat up a little higher so the water can get hot faster, and then turn it down so it can start melting versus the other way. Now, if I had a wider container, then I would have just did it the original way, because it would have room to go ahead and melt. But since this one is a smaller container, it took a little longer, so that's why I did change to the double boiler method. So I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch a little bit on my tablet, watch a show while I'm waiting for that, and periodically going back and forth to check it and to check the temperature. So that's what I'm about to do now. Okay. Oh, and like I told you guys, it's hot in here. So my AC is on in the inside the house. So each time I come out of here and I go in there, I get this nice cool breeze. So I decided to bring a fan in here to help keep me cool, because again, I am in my garage and sometimes it does get really hot and then it gets really cold. So right now is one of those times where it's really hot. So to cool myself down, I did get my fan. So you may hear the fan, you can see the fan is there. Also, while I was waiting on that to melt, I went ahead and prepped the other ingredients that I'm gonna need, which is my aloe vera, my fragrance oil, which I'm gonna use lavender, and then I also got some lavender buds that I'm gonna put in there. Also, let me see if I have some purple mica or some purple liquid color for soaps. So hold on. Let that cool down to about between 120 and 130. It melt to the melting point of 140, but I'm gonna let that cool down some, and then I'm going to add my fragrance oil and then my color. So back to my show. While I'm waiting on that to cool down, I'm going to add, I've already cleaned my container with rubbing alcohol. So I'm going to take some of the lavender buds and I'm just going to place them at the bottom. inside as well. Most likely they're going to all flow to the bottom. I'm just only going to put a little bit inside, and then I'll put some on top. So before I add the essential oils and the colors, once I get down to 120, between 120 and 130, that's when I'm going to add the aloe vera gel, and then I'm going to mix it up so it can incorporate real good. Then I'll add my fragrance oil. No, when it get to 140, let me go ahead and add my fragrance oil and my color. And then once it get down between 120 and 130, I'll add the aloe vera gel. So that's what I'll do. All right, so it's at 140 now. All right, so let me stand up. And I did find some mica color. I didn't have any liquid. So and we're not going to stir too fast because we don't want no bubbles, but we want to stir this until it melts down all the way in. And by putting this in, I know it cooled it down some. Yep, it took it from 140 to 131. That's a drastic drop. So I need to hurry up so I can get this all incorporated, and then go ahead and put my other ingredients in. Yeah, we want to make sure it's all incorporated because we don't want bits and pieces of the aloe vera in our soap. Take it down to 0.2. Make sure it's incorporated real good. Then I'm going to take a little color, a little at a time. I wish I had some liquid. Makes it go blend faster. This is going to take some time. So some parts, let's see. Hold on, let me see. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this on the owl just for a few, less than a minute or so. Ooh. While that's heating up, I'm going to put some of this inside. So it's starting to get thick, so I'm going to let that heat up some. See, it's starting to get thick. Let me see if I can let you see it. See, it's starting to get slimy, so we want it to loosen up some so that I can pour it. Ooh. So I'm gonna let it heat up a little bit more, and then I'll be ready to pour it. I think I let it get too cool, so it start to solidify and start getting a little gummy looking or what have you, because it was starting to cool down. So I'm letting it heat up just a little bit more so that when I pour it in, it won't be that way. So fingers crossed. This is a last minute thing, so this is a tester. Wasn't really prepared, but I told myself I'm going to do this. So that's what I'm doing, tired and all. Whew. All right, let me go back and check it. So we should be ready to pour, and then I'll top it with some more lavender buds, and then I'll cover it and let it solidify. It should take about 4 to 6 hours, but for this video purpose, I'm gonna let it solidify overnight and then come back and check it. And then I'll show you the end results, and then we should be able to take it out, okay? All right, so to get rid of the bubbles that's on here, let me show you. The bubbles, we're gonna spray with rubbing alcohol. We're gonna spray with rubbing alcohol. So we spritz it with the rubbing alcohol, and it eliminates all the air bubbles that popped up. So I'm gonna let this sit. I'm not going to put anything on the top. I'm gonna see if these will stay floating coating on top. Or if they're gonna sink. So let me get the little thing I use to cover them up with. This is my little umbrella. I'll let this sit overnight, and so now I'm going to clean up. So I have a little bit left, so I'm going to remelt that and make it into a little sample bar so I can use it like for in the bathroom for my hands. The other one, I'll use it on my body to see how it works. So again, these are just testers. These are not for sale. So I need to test and see how it works to see if this is something I want to use. I forgot one ingredient, you guys. My olive oil. I was supposed to put, well, we're gonna see how it turned out. Yeah, I was supposed to put a tablespoon of olive oil in there. And I forgot. When we try the next batch, we'll see how it turned out. Okay, all right, so that's going to be it for this video until tomorrow. Once these have solidified and hardened and we take it out, then I'll show you the end results. All right, until then, I'll see you. It has been more than 6 to 4 hours, so it is the next day, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at the soap. So let's get that removed. And this is what it looks like. Okay. Get my cutting board. Then what we're going to do, all it takes, you can do a little tap. And with the silicone molds, it should release easily. No problem. And this is what they look like. And as you notice, when we sprayed it with the rubbing alcohol, that got rid of all the bubbles that was on top. Now I thought that these what are these called? The lavender buds would sink to the bottom. But they actually didn't this time. So the ones at the bottom, you can kind of see those, and these kind of stayed up. And I think the reason why it did, because the soap got a little thicker than normal. So if it was still kind of thin, they probably would have had time to sink. But since it had already started to get to the forming state before I poured. Now, what I should have done when it was at 140, that is when I should have put the fragrance oil and the mica in. I should have did the mica first so that it can dissolve, because you can see some of them with the specks at the bottom. So if I would have did that first, did the mica first, when it was nice and warm, that would have dissolved it real good, and then put the fragrance oil in, and then the fragrance oil would have brought the temperature down, so it probably would have been in that range for the aloe vera. So once I put the aloe vera in and make sure that's all mixed up real good, then it would have been time to pour, because I would need to pour at least at 130. And for the aloe vera, between 120 to 130. So that would have been fine. So once I put the aloe vera in, it would have brought it down just a little bit, but it still would have been perfect. But this is the final result, and it smells good. I wish I would have added some vanilla, because I love the smell of lavender and vanilla. It gives it a real nice soft smell, but you still got to get that soothing smell of the lavender and the calm smell of the vanilla. So these are my tester bars, and this is what I will be testing. And if I like the way it works, then this will be what I will be making. But I will not use this particular soap, because like I said, I do have particular soaps that I want to use for my aloe vera bars and for all of my other soaps. But that is it for this video. If you like this kind of content, please go ahead, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification button so that you don't miss any videos that I upload. So you will be the first to know when I upload videos. All right, thank you. And remember, if you don't start now, you may never start later. So what are you waiting for? Let's get started.